laying a glove on them in the second half. Talk to me, Tom. Talk to me.
Where do you start with that? We started off all right. To be honest, I think the manager got it completely wrong in every single aspect of the game today, but that's something I'll touch on later. We've done all right for the first. I don't think we were good first 20, but we done all right. Got the goal, and then it was that moment where we've got a 2-on-1, and it's Salah and Jota up against Grealish, and my 350 grand a week winger manages to kick the ball into their winger, and then a minute later they go and score. At that point, I knew the game was done because when that we needed everything to go our way because we're that bad. The defense just was horrific. I sat there and watched my defensive line shape up like a year 9 graph exam. You know, where it's like that. My defensive line was that. We were that. Because my right back is sitting on our penalty spot. My centre back's closest to the halfway line. My left back's nowhere to be seen. Don't know where my left back is. Everything was gone. That carried on throughout the whole game. The midfield, non-existent. Joke. The attack, I thought Jota was all right. I thought we just didn't use him enough. I thought Gakpo was all right in the second half. We just didn't use him enough. Once again, the tactics of this team, shocking. This is a team that spent 7 years playing counter-attacking, quick-attacking football. And what do we do when we're up against a team that you can get at by playing counter-attack, quick-attacking football? We decide we want to recycle it round the back and try and pass through Manchester City because that is the solution. That is the solution. Joke. The substitutions. Deep down, I maybe knew that the game was done. But I'm a fan. I'm not the manager. My manager should be going out there and trying to get the best result possible. Not taking off our 2 best attackers on the day for Roberto Firmino. For Oxlade-Chamberlain got more minutes. It is the year 2023 and we're giving Oxlade-Chamberlain minutes. And people want me to defend this manager? No, I'm done. If he was to go, I wouldn't be bothered. Get me Ruben Amorim. Top manager.
You're done with Jurgen Klopp now, then. You're done with Jurgen Klopp. Sonny, do you agree with that? Is this on Jurgen Klopp now?
No. It's not on Jurgen Klopp. It's on the players. I can't do this anymore. I'm beginning to have trust issues in real life because of Liverpool. I can't keep putting my trust in this team every single week. And as I'm sure you know, I'm quite a hopeful person. If there's a chance, I believe there's a chance. I can't do this anymore. That first half, it didn't sell me a dream, but it gave me a reason to, I'm believing the right reason. We do have a chance in this game. And that second half was just, you know what? I'll tell you what. Salah, Alisson and Klopp. Anyone other than them, if they walked out tonight, I would not. I don't care. I can't back these players anymore. Van Dijk has been dreadful for about a year now. Gomez wasn't playing. He's been dreadful. Every single person on that bloody pitch. I'll tell you what. I'd even say Salah, but Salah is usually consistent in these games. And I'll give him the praise because he scored a goal. But it's just I can't. It was like we were playing 11 robots today. And you know what? I think if we actually went for the game a little bit more in that second half, it wouldn't look like that. It genuinely looked like we were playing against AI. Manchester City are amazing, but they're not AI amazing. Like, we made them look better than they were. I'm not going to stop supporting this football club because I'll never do that. But they're hurt. They're genuinely hurting me because in that second half, at one point, we were 3-1 down. We didn't even have the ball, right? And Manchester City were just knocking it about us. And every single Liverpool player was just stood there. I don't know if you lot have seen the clip of, it's not even Liverpool, but have you seen that clip of like Neymar when he's doing these skills and they're just letting it happen? The guy stand there, he's like, no, you know what, Fairs, you keep doing what you're doing. That's what Liverpool were like today to Manchester City. We were well and truly their bitch. It's happening so often now. That's why it hurts, because this used to be a one-off thing. The 7-2 against Villa, one-off thing. Back when we won the league, the 3-0 loss to Watford, a one-time thing. These things are happening every single week. Our last league game, we lost to Bournemouth. I can't. I don't even.
So how's this not on the manager then? How's this not on the manager?
I'm not saying it's not on the manager, but I will never say sack Jurgen Klopp for things like this, because we've been through similar things like this and we've came back from it. I still believe Jurgen Klopp has the best chance.
We only got past those similar things though by getting rid of the manager. We went through it under Hodgson, we got rid of the manager, it changed. Went through it under Dalglish, we got rid of the manager, it changed. Went through it under Rodgers, got rid of the manager, it changed.
We went through this under Klopp and he brought us back.
When there was a clear and obvious excuse for why there was a reason why our underperformance was. We were down to our 8th and 9th choice centre-backs. I can sit there and understand that, yes, the overall performance level might drop. Right now, that team that was out there today, bar Thiago, was arguably our first choice team today. And it got battered 4-1. And that, to me, is on the manager.
Not our first choice team.
So who would you change then? Sorry, Nunes as well. I forgot about Nunes. As well. So Nunes comes in.
Henderson cannot be in the midfield, and Elliott cannot be in the midfield. I think those have had their times in the midfield. Nunes has to be starting every single game, especially in a game like this where we know we're going to be counter-attacking. To not play Nunes today was disgraceful. I blame Klopp. I do blame Klopp.
So who are you taking out?
I cannot back that.
Who are you taking out for who are you putting in? Sorry, for Henderson and Elliott right now.
Thiago, Fabinho. I'd have Carvalho over bloody Henderson. Carvalho. I'm not even thinking straight right now, and I'd still have Carvalho in over Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson isn't even offering the same captaincy.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. You cannot defend this manager after that. You cannot defend him. Not just after today. After this season.
I'm not defending the manager. I'm just not asking for the manager's head, because what Klopp's done for this football club, it is disgraceful to say he should leave at this point. We've been through things like this before. We came back and went for the quadruple the next season. We have to give the manager a bloody chance.
Are we doing this again? Where it's all about we've done it in the past, so we can do it again. It was a
so what else can we base it off?
It was a different. Right, okay. Do you know what we can base it on? We have to rebuild. Are we correct in me and you have an agreement that we have to rebuild?
Yeah, of course.
So, we have to rebuild. Jurgen Klopp has an awful rate of success when rebuilding a team he's built in the past. This is a completely different scenario, having to rebuild the team you built compared to rebuilding a team you have no connection to.
So are you telling me you have no trust in Jurgen Klopp rebuilding this team and going again for the title or whatever trophy it is? If this man is backed by the owners, which maybe he won't be, but it's not going to be different if a different manager comes in. What's your point? Because Jurgen Klopp is surely the man who can come back from this with the owners' backing. If we bring in another manager, that's only going to cost more money, and we're probably going to have less backing for players. I don't see your point.
Once again, the big point there with the owners backing. These owners don't back people. So let me
the
get
owners
this straight.
are the problem, realistically.
When I said they're not, the other day, I either pick a manager who has a success rate, or
guys, let me just jump in for a second. Klopp needs criticism for lots of things, because I understand getting beat by City at the Etihad. They can beat the best teams in the world. They could beat you like this when you're at your best, and they have beat you badly when you've been very good as well. But you've lost multiple games to awful teams this year, and even when you beat United 7-0 in the first half, and even when you were killing us, we were still creating chances. Newcastle, you were brilliant for the opening 20 minutes. They went down to 10 men. You're 2-0 up. They should have scored goals. Alisson is probably going to win your player of the year for saving you in multiple games like that. You've had so many players, Trent, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, to name just a few, that have dropped off the face of the earth. Could it not be a manager that's done this? Or, I'm just thinking about it out loud as playing devil's advocate. It's a bit of a coincidence they've all dropped off at the same time. It isn't one that's declined. And some of these guys, they're moving like they're 34, 35. Some of them are 27, 28 years old. Trent looks like an old man out there. He's 24. Like, I don't see why they've all declined. It wasn't like they were all young prodigies and prodigies, who broke through at 15, 16 years old, like Wayne Rooney and Cesc Fabregas, that by 28, 29 had a long career. Some of these guys weren't even playing at the highest level into their early 20s, and they're dead now. Like, surely, Sonny, there's got to be an element here where you look at the manager and go, his tactics, his training, maybe the level of intensity they play at. Maybe the players are just done with it, bro. Maybe they're just done with it.
Terry, what you just said there is not the manager's fault. Some of the reason you said the players look tired, the players look slow. What's our reason? They can't be tired. They've just had 2 weeks
He's
off.
the one who picks them.
What can we say? What can we actually say in this situation? Because there's no way these players today come out in the second half. And as I said, they were glued to the floor when Man City had the ball. I believe that's what you mean by they look tired, and I agree. That is not the manager's fault. You could see Klopp screaming at them on the touchline. So clearly he knows that's not what he's told him to do. Of course, that's not what Klopp said. He hasn't said go out there and do everything apart from press. Klopp is telling these players, I'm sure, the right thing. I can't tell you for sure because I'm not in the changing room. But let's be real. Klopp he's won us trophies. He's telling these players the right things and what to do. It's so clear for me. The players are doing something else. So
right,
clear.
Okay. No, look. tactically, let's just break it down basic, because there's a very basic tactical error that man made today. He changed formation, which I'm fine with. It was the right thing to do. He went to a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, whichever word you want to use for it. He done the right thing. The point of that system is to stop your fullbacks from pushing on so much, so you maintain a flat back four, so they don't get dragged out, so space doesn't open up. Every single one of their goals today was because our fullbacks went up. One of the fullbacks was dragged out, the defence split apart, and they played through it. That cannot be on the players to do that 4 times in a row consistently.
But Tom,
when
that
guess
was the
what?
same-
They've done it all game. Then these players,
you guys-
when earlier on this season, they were given the exact same tactical instructions and they executed it perfectly. That cannot be on the players to suddenly forget how to do these tactical instructions. That has to be on the manager who went for a different idea to maybe push up higher, try and attack him behind. No, it was the wrong thing. And he's done that time in, time out this season and time in, time out last season as well. But the mentality was different. So we got away with it. Let's not act like Jurgen Klopp was faultless last season or the year before. This has been 3 years of inconsistency, but we still back him because he won something 5 years ago. That isn't the right mentality for this club. They should be challenging for the major honours year in, year out. Mediocrity. That's what it is. It's mediocrity. It's a joke.
My point is, we still have this team.
Guys, I want to go to V. Let's go to V for a minute because V hasn't spoken. Go on, V. What do you want to say on it? We are going to speak City as well, but what do you want to say?
No, I'm gonna deal with this real quick. If you're going to be blaming Klopp, that's one thing with regards to maybe the management throughout the entire game. But look at what he had to work with. All right, and you want to point out the past game, Tom. I mean, I think it's crazy that you want the man out. I think it's crazy. You let the man get another season with his bodies or bodies that he wants, but to kick him out, I think you're gonna slow your process even longer. But this game in particular, we scored with our chances. You want to point out when you guys got that 1-0 win at Anfield, we also had chances there. They just didn't go through. We didn't deliver. But the chances still were there, even with the back line that you played. And you weren't that high up the pitch either. We just tactically we got it right today. We finished our chances today. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, are you going to, you can't kill him for the subs. This is the one thing I want to jump in when you guys were talking about. No, because if you were you killing him the second leg of the Real Madrid game? I don't believe you did. I think I heard many Liverpool fans concede. You know what? This is out of hand. It's not our day. We're gonna look to fight another day. I think Klopp looked at 70th minute or whatever it was. I'm gonna take these players off, make sure I have bodies to fight against Chelsea and Arsenal moving forward. This game, I'm gonna concede it. And Liverpool fans were okay against Real Madrid. You should have been okay this time around as well, because he's thinking top 4.
I wasn't okay against Real Madrid. I'd never like to see my manager throw away a game with 30 minutes to go in it, considering that all he harps on about as manager of this football club is the mentality. We are the mentality monsters. That's his favorite thing.
But you don't. But he's looking at what you have this year, and he's like, "Listen, I got to pick my spots."
I honestly, yeah, I agree with V. I know I don't think it's right what he did, but that's what he did. He got to that whenever he made those 4 subs and went, we just play to not get. Basically, this play to not concede 5, 6, or 7 is what he tried to do. You conceded one more, and that was it. There was a good save, I think, from Alisson at the end. Grealish should have really got a second, but that's what he did. And ironically, it's what we should have done, bloody hell. That's what we should have done at Anfield. But only lost 3 or 4-0. But that's what he tried to do today, because I think his view is if we concede 5, 6, 7, maybe we can't recover mentally before that game on whatever it is on Tuesday. But yeah, look, I think that there needs to be, as Sarim here says, sorry lads, but they're his players, and it's very true. Jorge here says Klopp is too loyal. You can't name me 3 players that he wanted to sell or get rid of. They are burnt out because he doesn't trust other players.
This is a manager who sat there openly. He's come out openly and said, I won't sell a player unless they ask to leave. What sort of fucking top club mentality is that? We are supposed to be a top club. Top clubs are ruthless. Do you think Pep Guardiola would still be playing James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain? They'd be long gone. James Milner will be back in the Championship at this point. Oxlade-Chamberlain will be out in Turkey for Galatasaray. But we still give them meaningful minutes in the Premier League. Because guess what? They done something good 4 years ago. They done something good 5 years ago.
Tom, the other day in a press conference, Klopp got asked a question about signing someone for like £100 million. Do you know what he did? He laughed. He laughed
Oh
at
my
every
God.
single person.
I
in that
know,
press
I know,
conference
I know
after
you.
getting
I
asked.
know you haven't
This-
just pulled
this-
out Jurgen Klopp press conferences.
This is my point. Yeah, we cannot sign big players. So if we are to go and get a new manager,
Sorry.
what do we
You're
gain?
signing
What do we
who?
gain?
Sorry.
Maybe
You
little
literally
£100.
spent 80 million on Nunes in the summer.
Sorry. This is and he once upon a time said he wouldn't spend £80 million on a player, and then he goes and does it with Nunes. Klopp is a liar. He isn't this socialist hero. He is as capitalistic as Mercedes-Benz were and Hugo Boss were between 1930s in the 1930s and 1945. He's that capitalistic. If it's going to make his team better and make him more successful, he's going to do it, right? He is. There's no doubt
That's
about
fine.
it.
Okay, but do you not agree with my point of saying the owners don't back the manager fully then? Because that's overall the right point.
If you were to go 7 years, if you were to go for the full 7 years, maybe you're right. But this summer, which was the one where we had to go for it because this squad was at its end, he was the one who turned down a midfielder. He was the one who done it. Let's not act like FSG didn't give him the options. They gave him Mateus Nunes. Is Mateus Nunes necessarily a world beater? No. But he was still the one who turned down Mateus Nunes because he believed we had better options just for him 2 days before the window closes to come crawling back and go, oh, I was wrong. I need a midfielder.
Yeah, but Tom, he said that because you then got injuries in your midfield. When he looked at a healthy squad, he said we can move.
But we knew we were going to get the midfield. It's not a thing. I understand your point. I understand your point of we had a fully fit midfield when he said that. That's fine. But you had Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was the at best false depth. Naby Keita at best false depth. Thiago at best false. We knew they were going to get injured. So why are we sitting there acting like we're going to get 50 games a season out of them?
Well, let me say this. Yeah. If you guys know your midfield are going to get injured, so does the rest of whoever might buy these players. So what kind of value are you going to get for them?
So that's off. I don't care about fucking value in the market. We have wasted the season because we were looking for value in the market. We are in this position where we can't get value in the market by our own doing of sticking by mediocre and crap players. Do you know how bad it is that our best midfielder this season has been an 18-year-old centre-back who's had to step into midfield?
Yeah.
We had title aspirations, and our best midfielder is an 18-year-old centre-back who we had to push into midfield. I have zero sympathy for anyone in this football club for that. The only player I've got sympathy for is Bajcetic himself. Bajcetic himself is who I have sympathy for.
I don't want the manager out. That's it.
So I get where you're coming from.